Hi everyone, today we're looking at the I can statement, I can simplify exponents. And so we're actually going to start with an expression that is not in exponential form, but is 2 times 2 times 2 times x times y. And what we want to do is talk about how in expanded form, this expression could be simplified into exponential form or standard form using exponents. So if I look at this, I can only use exponents if I have repeated multiplication. So I have a base of 2 and it's being multiplied by itself 3 times. So that would be written as 2 to the third power. Now, I'm not finished with this expression because I also have 2 x variables. And so I'm going to multiply that 2 to the third times x, that's my base, squared. Now I'm not quite finished yet still because I have another variable which is y. Now this y is all by itself. I could write y to the first power, but more commonly it's just written times y. So now I have written that expression in standard form using exponents. All right, we're going to take a look at another problem using exponents, but this time it's just simply going to say simplify. So simplify 2/3 to the third. Now we always want to justify each step and how we get our answers. So we're going to write this in expanded form. So we're kind of working backwards from what we did on the last problem. So 2/3 to the third power is simply 2/3 times 2/3 times 2/3. Now it's really important that we write it in expanded form so we don't accidentally just think that this is 2 times 3 or 2/3 times 3. So when I do this, I know when I'm multiplying fractions, I just simply multiply across the numerators and I multiply across for my denominators. So 2 times 2 is 4, and then 4 times 2 is 8. So my numerator is going to be 8. 3 times 3 is 9, times another 3 is 27. So my final answer here is 8/27. So I'm just going to double check. I can't simplify that any further. So 2/3 to the third power is 8/27. All right, let's take a look at another example that we might encounter while simplifying exponents. We have -4 is my base to the third power. Now, you'll notice I said -4 is my base. That is simply because there's parentheses around that -4. So when I write this in expanded form, I need to write that as -4 times -4 times -4. Okay? You don't want to make the mistake of leaving that negative out because it is included in my base. So now this actually is a punched in the eye guy problem. When I take -4 times -4, I'm going to get a positive 16. Now I have 16 times that last -4, so I'm going to draw another punched in the eye guy, which is a positive times a negative. So I'm going to end up with a negative answer, and 16 times 4, sometimes we got to do the math over here, is 64. So my answer is -64. All right, we're going to look at one more example for simplifying expressions, or exponents specifically, and it is -8 to the third. But you're going to notice a difference from this problem from the last because there's no parentheses around it. So in this case, my base is 8. Yes, there's a negative out there, but it is not included with that to the third power. So when I write this problem in expanded form, I have the negative, but the base that's being repeated is 8. I hope that you can see the difference. So this time I have a -8 times 8 times 8. On the last one, the negative carried through for all of the base. So on this one, I am going to go 8 times 8, which is 64. Now I'm going to have to take that times another 8. Do my math over here on the side. Okay, so I got 512. but I'm not going to forget that negative sign. So my final answer is negative 512. So hopefully that covers it for you. We've talked about simplifying exponents. See you next time.